And we hot. Oh, I ain't even got my mic up to me. We're almost hot. It was hot.
We're back in the studio.
It's hot outside.
Yeah, it is nice.
Drove my old Colorado to work today since I didn't need no heat.
Put some miles on it.
Yeah,
Save some miles
save some miles
on the new truck.
The new truck will have some turkey hunting miles being put on it. So
yeah,
I know we're gonna get cold weather again before this is over, but it sure is nice.
Yeah,
it makes you want to get out and turkey hunt.
It also makes me wonder, like, how stormy of a spring we're gonna have, because I mean it's warming up quick, and then if it drops off and it warms back up super quick, we may have bad weather.
Yeah, you never know.
Which tis the season for that here in Alabama and Oklahoma and Mississippi.
I don't know how many April's Friday nights and Saturdays I've hit out in the camp house because I couldn't be in my camper with tornado warnings.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if March warms up quick. We could be ugly in March. Of course, our season don't really come in until the end of March, but April could be dicey.
Could be.
Especially here in the South, anywhere in the South, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, Florida, all of them, we can get it.
Maybe we won't do like last year and it just rain and rain and rain, then us not get any rain during the summer. I'd rather it be kind of divvied out a little bit because we got in a major drought. We was in a flood.
Still are. If you look at the map, I'm tired of seeing that map. I drive home and see mud holes, and they're telling me I'm in the extreme drought area and the creeks are running, and I don't know exactly how they come up with that. We're in extreme drought, but we're only a half-inch low for the year.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, of course, I'm not a meteorologist. I don't care.
Well, this would be the first week we haven't had rain in 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I think it's supposed to rain the weekend. So, I mean, I guess you would say we're still going to get rain this week sometime.
Now, when I was down, I was in the Panhandle down in Destin this past weekend, and they're in extreme drought. I mean, they're praying for rain. That little bit of rain, it rained down there. It came up through here, Thursday night or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We got it Friday down there, and it wasn't bad rain, and they were thankful for it, but they're in red. The whole Panhandle, and I don't know about on further south, but they're needing some rain, apparently.
May help some of the guys on the early turkey season as far as getting around some of them swamps.
That's true. If you way south, because they already...
Is it youth weekend down there this weekend?
Well, it's March 1st. It done came in down the south zone, came in. So their youth weekend was last weekend down there.
Yep, sure was.
Because I saw several pictures posted of kids killing their first turkey. And congratulations, every one of them. If you got one anytime this year, if you down in Florida or up here, or anybody that listens, send your youth pictures into us. We'd be happy to get them posted up for you.
Yep.
Or post them on our page, and we'll be happy to comment on them for sure. But tonight, and for the next few, these won't be long podcasts, we are going to kind of do a turkey hunting for beginners. I don't know how many parts it'll end up being. We're kind of just throwing this together. I don't even know if this will be the one we put up that we're, for the next one around. I don't know. But I would think the sooner the better.
Yeah.
See, season's coming on us fast, especially here in Alabama. Quicker in Mississippi. I think Georgia comes in before us, right?
I think the weekend before, something like that. Anyway, so in Florida will already be in. Tennessee's a little later. Yeah.
But anyway, so what we're going to do like tonight, and, forgive us if we get off track like we always do, but we just want to kind of go over what you would need I'll just say a rookie turkey hunter. You may have hunted, before. You may have never hunted. You may have hunted 2 or 3 years and still, don't have somebody to lean on to tell you what to buy or what a certain call is or how you use that call. There's so many different ones, and you've got a lifetime of experience. Just like we were talking with Steve Green about, folks that's never hunted before, they got no clue.
Mm-hmm.
Today, a new hunter, and we're going to concentrate on turkey hunters, so, don't get offended, deer hunters. But if you're a new turkey hunter, the resources are unlimited as far as jumping on YouTube and getting a tutorial. Now, there's good and bad, and that's the bad thing to me about social media. You might jump on there and somebody's showing you how to use a tube call, and it'd be completely wrong. But you don't know that. You don't know who is the king of tube calls. And there's several out there, or wing bone, or trumpet, or bots calls. There's just all kinds of things. But anyway, I guess we could just get started. What do you think we should start with? I mean, just basic equipment?
I think we're talking about the guy that's maybe thinking about getting into it or whatever, or it's going to be his first season, and he's headed to the sporting goods store.
Well, what's your main tool you need?
Well, to start with, you need to make sure you got all your appropriate license.
Well, yeah, no, I understand that, but you can do all that in the summer.
Right.
But, I mean, you got to have a gun. I mean, I guess you can archery hunt if you got a bow. If that's what you want to do, listen, I've never killed enough turkeys with a shotgun yet to say I want to bow hunt. Maybe if Alabama said you could kill your limit and go kill another one with a bow, I might break out the bow.
And, for us, we prefer having a designated shotgun that we use for a turkey. But some people that just get into it, you don't know if you're going to like it or whatever. I would suggest maybe you've got one there that, a shotgun that you're confident with, that maybe you dove hunt with or squirrel hunt with. And, and you can always try your different chokes that come with the shotgun and with some different loads.
And you don't have to go out and buy $1,000 shotgun. Like you said, if you own guns, go in there and look at a good example. I won't be hunting with it all the time, but I've got that 1100 20 gauge, shoots a 2 3/4 shell. That was my dad's. It does not have screw-in chokes. It has separate barrels. You had a improved, a modified, and a full choke barrel. Now, some of you young guns, y'all might say, what? But that's what you did. If you were squirrel hunting, you might have had your modified barrel on there. It shot a lot wider pattern. You out there shooting squirrels out of trees and that kind of stuff. And then when dove season rolled around, you may want to go to that improved cylinder. It's a little tighter pattern, but still spread out. But anyway, we won't get to that. Then full choke, and that would be for bigger game, or I don't know. I wouldn't shoot a slug through a full choke barrel, but I guess you'd need a slug barrel.
Yeah.
But anyway, look. You don't have to have a pump, an automatic. You can have a good single barrel.
Yeah, the little Stevens 301, like you got your grandson. That's a perfect little gun to make a designated turkey gun.
And with today's shot choices, and look, I shoot TSS. I think you shoot TSS. You don't have to shoot TSS. Now, let me back up. If you're going to shoot a 410, you need TSS. You're going to shoot a 28 gauge, you need to be shooting TSS. I would probably say even with a 20 gauge, even though I know they've been killed, and I believe I could kill one, especially with a 3-inch Magnum, number 6 or whatever, 4. I mean, yeah. I mean, I used to buy, and I've got them somewhere. I thought I had some 2 3/4 turkey shells that I bought for the old Stevens single barrel 20 gauge. My kids, well, it was mine. I got it when I was 11, but my kids, that was what they killed their first turkeys with.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you ain't taking no 30, 40, 45-yard shot. You just peeing in the wind when you do that. But, the object should be for every turkey hunters to get them as close as possible anyway. So, yeah, you can run down to Walmart. If you don't have a gun, they've always got something.
The Academy. Somebody's always got a $100 special.
Yeah, I mean, go buy a pawn shop.
Mm-hmm.
A pawn shop is or a gun broker that sells used guns, and it don't have to be an outdoor store. You know, I was just thinking off the top of my head, Birmingham Pistol Parlor. They're over, I think they're out, now they've moved out toward Trussville. Loaded with shotguns. And they have some turkey guns in there. I've looked at them last year. I haven't been in there this year. But you can go in there anywhere, buy a used gun. You know, I mean, I really don't think you can go wrong. Especially a pump shotgun, if it's fairly new. And I don't know, would you tell a beginning turkey hunter on a shotgun to get him a pump or get an automatic, or just, you know, depending on what you're shooting, you know, a pump would probably be safer if you're a new to the woods hunter. You're not going to be popping off 3 rounds in a row, not easily, or a single shot. I mean, there's a lot of people loves that challenge, you know. You only over and under with double barrels. You know, Harold Knight, even when he hunts with an automatic, but he puts 2 shells in.
Mm-hmm.
I heard him one time say that if it takes 3 shots, the turkey deserves to live.
Yeah.
Well, that ain't my philosophy. That's his though, and that's good for him. So anyway, a good shotgun does not have to be camoed. I mean, I wouldn't buy a stainless shiny gun. I mean,
a marine grade.
Yeah, I mean, you can buy an OU shotgun if you want to. You can just spray paint it.
Yep.
Just paint it flat black. Get you some little camo paint. Just pretend and just, I mean,
put one of the little mossy oak wrap kits on it.
Yeah, I mean, I bought some of that old tape. I just taped around the barrel, and of course, you know, I hunted with that dang old goose gun. Had a 36-inch barrel. Never shot nothing, but I hunted with it. Whatever you got, you know, and if you got questions, reach out to me or Dustin. We'll do our best to answer a question that, you know, like I said, we're not getting super deep in this on these. Now we'll go in, you know, we may go in next week or part 2, and we may get heavy in the guns.
Dissect it a little more.
Yeah, get back into, you know, the different chokes and what you're looking for and that kind of thing. But tonight, I just wanted to kind of do an overview.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I think that was a pretty good get your feet wet on guns. What would you say next?
Well, before we leave the guns, you don't have to have an optic. Just because you said on TV, you don't have to have one. So, like yesterday, we patterned your dad's gun.
Mm-hmm.
It was Anthony was shooting just a bead. The gun patterned real nice, but we kind of seen where you need to shift an inch in front of the bird, and it was a perfect pattern after that. So you don't have to have an optic, and that, I guess, that kind of would cover the firearm part of it.
And we can talk about that.
Yep.
When we do the in-depth gun, when, you know, setting up and shooting and pattern your gun, because they ain't no 2 shotguns going to shoot alike. I don't care.
Well, a lot of these shotguns with these different types of ammo, they shoot different same guns.
Different chokes. Everything makes everything different.
And there's a ton of resources out there for that too. I know it gets repetitive. We talked about that yesterday with people going, hey, I bought this. What do I need? Which, I mean, I guess it saves them a few bucks, but for guys like us, you know, we didn't have that information.
No.
We done a choke shell combination.
Even, you know, no such thing as a cell phone when I got into this business, and much less the internet.
Right.
I mean, like I said, I didn't know. I had nobody to talk to. I never met a turkey hunter till 1990, I don't know, 7.
Right.
I mean, me and my brother he wasn't a turkey hunter.
Right.
So now they're everywhere. And there's good ones, but there's also bad ones. And there's good advice, and there's a lot of bad advice. I see it on our turkey page. I see some real good stuff. And let me shout out a little kudos to our page this year. I mean, there was a guy that asked for advice, and man, there was just great advice after advice after advice. No smart aleckiness, none of that kind of stuff. And if you do get on these turkey pages, just ignore those kind of people. Report them to the admin. I mean,
sure.
I don't put up with it on Alabama Turkey Hunters. You gone. They ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. We don't need it. They're here. This is a place to share and learn. Just like this podcast, and especially this little series we're going to put on. This is going to be hopefully to get your mind turning. And like I said, you get something we don't cover enough for you. You call us or DM us, make a post on the Facebook, Instagram, whatever, and say, hey, what about this? Or I didn't understand that. And we will go back over it.
Mm-hmm.
But so shotguns and optics. And like I said, there's purists out there that'll dog you for having a red dot or a scope. And let me tell you, as soon as I found a red dot, I've been shooting red dots almost 35 years, I guess now.
Mm-hmm.
They're a lot better than they were way back then. I mean, a lot smaller too.
Well, and it's just the target acquisition so much faster with a red dot.
Well,
sometimes you don't have a lot of time to get down on a,
Well, and the barrel's not true.
Right.
If
That's
the barrel,
the biggest
just
thing.
like my gun, we shot left, and pattern great, but was shooting left. Well, I'm not putting an optic on that gun.
Right.
So I know that I need to be a little right off his neck where I aim, which I aim right at the wattles somewhere in there. And if you don't know what wattles is, that's the little old red things that hang down under his neck. So I come right up in that area, and that's a good place to have it. I see a lot of people that aim at their head, but that's kind of risky.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're giving up a lot of turkey when you shoot just at the head.
And just a little bob and weave on a close shot could mess you up.
Especially with these tight chokes today.
Mm-hmm.
And or even wind. I mean, if you're hunting out west, we've been in some wind. You get a 30, 40 mile an hour wind out of the west and you're shooting south. That shot's going east. I mean, it's just going to, and you better think about it if you have time. Now, I say that, and half the time I don't think about it.
You just have to take every advantage you can.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, we will dig more into the guns. Maybe on the next one.
Yeah.
Since I think that's probably.
We'll do a whole breakdown of it. Kind of what we've shot, what we started with.
I've done it all. I've had them all. So I don't think I've ever hunted with a single shot, but now I got that 410. I may do it.
Yeah.
I mean, just to say I did it.
Well, when I'm toting you to the woods,
just a few years from now, when I can barely walk or on my scooter, that 410 might be all I can hold.
That shoulder won't handle anything else.
Yeah, that's right. So
we're gonna keep him drinking milk though, and keep him healthy. We don't want that osteoporosis.
Yeah.
But I mean, the gun was very important. It's probably your most important tool. Yes.
I mean, you can bushwhack a turkey, but you got to have a gun or a weapon of some type.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to chase.
And you got to know where it's shooting.
That's right. You ain't going to outrun one. Just don't even think it. It ain't going to happen. So, I mean, we can get into calls. We can talk about clothes, boots. I mean, those are necessities to me, clothes and boots. That's kind of to me, as a personal preference, you do need a good camo.
Yeah, that's for real. And like I say, I didn't know exactly how important camo was until I took a friend of mine hunting for his first time a couple years ago, and we kept getting busted by turkeys, and I was thinking he was moving. So I watched him when I called the next ones in. He never moved. I don't even know if the guy was breathing, and I was like, what's going on? We figured it out. It was I'm not going to name the camo pattern, but it had a lot of tans and solid bark looking grays. There wasn't a whole lot of breakup to it.
Okay. So he kind of stood out.
Yes.
Where he was sitting, even if you were sitting in a good cover.
Yep. We was in perfect
You
cover.
become that kind of a blob sitting there. Something different.
And we couldn't figure it out. So the next morning I said, hey, change camo. He said, really? I said, yeah, let's try something different. He killed a bird the next morning, and I truly believe that's what it was because, I mean, we were, you've seen how I set up. That's why I shoot so many trees. So we were tucked in some really nice spots, and I believe it to be the camo pattern. So yes, camo pattern is important. It doesn't matter whether you're a real tree guy or you're a mossy oak guy or whatever. You know, we prefer mossy oak.
Yeah.
We feel like it's the most realistic. And
yeah, I mean,
so
we represent them, and you'll hear us talk more about them, but there's a lot of good patterns out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some I don't quite understand, but some.
I just haven't been able to get into like the digital looking stuff yet. It just never has really done it for me.
If Mossy Oak comes out with a digital, we'll try it.
We'll try it. Yeah.
I hunted with a little bit. I won't lie. I had some Sitka.
Yeah.
I really didn't like it. I didn't have a whole lot, and everything I've ever had was basically Mossy Oak. I had a little rear old tree. It's hard for me to say that, but I did, and probably still do down there that I might wear around the house. But and it's different for the time to me, the time of the year.
Yeah.
Or the terrain you're hunting. If you're out in the Midwest somewhere and hunting these field edges, it could be or just wide open spaces like you might run into in Kansas or Nebraska or Wyoming. It's just different.
And it may not even be your common turkey pattern. You may have to switch out to like some country DNA or some of that, you know, for the terrain you're talking about. And I'll tell you,
I'm and I may not do it as much now as I used to, but I'm a mix and match kind of guy.
You are.
I mean, I may have a fall foliage pants on and a shadow leaf shirt.
Yeah.
Because my butt's sitting in the leaves and my legs are sitting in the leaves, but my back's on a tree or in a chair in the bushes where it's green. And I think it just helps you some. I mean, you don't have to be, you know, I don't know how to put it, bougie.
Or you can wear green pants.
Oh, you can wear green pants. We know one guy that wears green pants. I think, you know, he's just trying to be like his hero, but he's a green pants wearer. I mean,
and he hammers down on them.
He kills the crap out of them and a master caller.
Yeah.
But I believe, and you correct me if you don't, because every turkey hunt is going to be different, but I believe your upper half of the body is more important to be broke up than your lower half.
Yeah.
That way a solid brown or a solid green pants you can get away with.
So another thing of going to what we're talking about right here though is, you know, if a man say he's got, he don't have a lot of hunting clothes or whatever, and you know, turkey hunting clothes are fairly expensive because of the materials they're made out of and all that, because they're thinner, they keep you cooler.
Yep.
And, but you know, there's nothing wrong with, you know, just buying a 3D leafy suit to put on if you want to. I mean, those Titans or whatever, they're a good value, and you throw it on and over
cool.
whatever
you're wearing.
You've seen me wear it with shorts and
you wear it with nothing. Yeah.
That's right.
I mean, you had on, like you said, short, not running around naked.
Kind of felt different. I mean, I had shorts and T-shirt and snake boots on with it, but you know, we was in Texas and it was 90-something degrees. So, but that's something to not overlook as a leafy suit.
Yeah. I you know, it hadn't crossed my mind, and I've got one. I don't wear them as much as other people wear them, but the terrain I used to hunt in so much, a lot of briars and that kind of leafy suit will get caught up on them.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, especially if you're trying to run and gun, and we'll get into the different styles of hunting, but run and gun, you're moving and you're crawling. And
if you're in an area that's got a lot of no-see-ums and stuff, you take a risk getting heat up.
Yeah.
Which, you know, you can soak them down too, like we do our other stuff. But, you know, not only is the clothes important, but the face mask, the gloves, I mean, that is really important as well.
Super important. I mean,
you can camo paint your face if you want to.
Yeah. We know people that do that all the time. I mean, Shane Simpson, he don't wear a face mask.
Or gloves.
Gloves, no.
Does his hands.
He does his hands, does his face. Carrie Marsh, who's been on the show, she has her camo paint she puts on her face. I mean, there's all kind. I mean, you'll see it when you're watching hunting videos, but I personally use a face mask or a hat that's got a built-in mask on it.
Same with me.
Just make something I don't have to remember. because God knows I have been in the woods when I hunted with just a mask and have left it. And you know what I ended up doing? Reaching in the dirt, digging dirt and rubbing it all over my face. It felt like an idiot when I come in, but it, listen, a turkey's eyesight, eyesight and hearing.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, they can see so good. They see your eyes. You got to watch. You just got to watch. I mean, I catch my eye. I squint when one's come close. I mean, they'll see that wide. They'll see your eyeball move. And you might be laughing right now, but it's the truth.
Well, and the bridge of your nose and your cheeks with the natural oils, the sun will reflect off that. So that's,
you kind of glow.
Right. I know in the military, that's what, they were big on making sure the cheeks and the ridge of the nose was covered because that's what really stands out. So if you are going to paint your face, make sure you got those high areas
that
the sun's going to be hitting, took care of.
And I know we're missing some things and we will hit things. I mean, there's accessories to go with your clothes, the bug sprays and, all that kind of stuff. And we'll cover all that. We just want to kind of give the main things tonight. And like I said, when we break down more into clothes and stuff, we'll and the gloves, the boots, God knows boots. Holy crap.
That's
a whole nother world. So, but what do you want to go? What's next? What do you want to look at?
Let's go into some kind of vest or
a vest or chest pack.
And just remember, if you're going to run a chest pack, you want to have some kind of cushion, even if it's just one of those little camo throw cushions that you had out from deer season. I mean, a nice vest goes a long way.
I'm a vest guy. I just am.
Turkey chair.
You
can buy the mossy oak ones at Walmart for about $20, and I've killed a lot of turkeys out of those. There's nothing wrong with them. They're light. They're portable.
I would almost say if you're hunting a chest pack, you don't want to tie, and you need that cushion buckled on your belt loop or something. You don't want to be toting it all the time. You never know when you got to throw up the gun or whatever.
Right.
But that little turkey chair you can throw over your shoulder.
Mm-hmm. And you know me, I don't run my cushion from my vest. I run one of the Glenda Green cushions that's got the inner tube in it, and I've got a carabiner that, like you said, I hook on, then I'm hands free.
Somewhere back in the 90s, I had one of those, but it wasn't a Glenda Green. Somebody sold one. It had the little inner tube in it, and
I think there's some out there, but, I had a friend refer her, and so she's made
she makes some excellent stuff.
So I mean, there's a lot of options with the whole vest, and I mean, if you're trying to save a few bucks, you can always grab the little cushion you got, or one of the $20 mossy oak chairs at Walmart, and then you can put your calls in your pocket, or a fanny pack if you've already got a fanny pack or whatever. I mean, I'll agree with you. The vest or the chest pack, where everything's readily available and it's got its own pockets, does keep you a little more organized.
I feel maybe I'm claustrophobic. That's the thing about the chest pack with me. I feel like I've got this thing in front of me, and like I'm fixing to give birth right out of my chest or something. And I've worn them. I try to find the smallest one I can. I mean, the heck, you can buy one now that it covers you top to bottom, your whole front. I don't know how you bend over, or if you bend over, I don't know if you can stand back up, especially if you carry enough stuff like some of our friends do. We got one or two that, man, I bet they carried 40 pounds worth of stuff in with them. And I'm bad. Listen, one thing a vest will do, you'll carry way more than you need.
Sometimes it'll start off heavy and get lighter through the season. Sometimes it's lighter and it gets heavier through the season. It just depends.
And I'm one of them guys. I'll start off probably heavy, especially when let's just say we go to Illinois. I didn't know what we'd need. You didn't know. But after a couple of days of hunting up there, you might know, well, I don't need but a couple of mouth calls and one pot call. I'm not a box call carrier, and we'll go in calls here next. But, yeah, I mean, the lighter, I'll just say it, to me, the lighter you are, the better you are.
Yeah.
Now, you might be sitting there and going, I've blown every call I got, my three mouth calls and my box call, and he won't answer. God, I wish I had my pot calls, or I got my pot calls. What if I had my box call with me? And you just can't carry everything.
Or maybe the wind picks up and you're like, man, if I had that box call, I could cut the wind a little more.
Yeah.
And me and you, that's kind of something we're in agreement on. Neither one of us carry a box call, but if we're trying to locate somewhere, we keep one in the truck. We got one handy.
Yeah. Well, that long box, it's loud. And if tube call, I guess we might as well move to calls. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, time's getting short here. So, let's just go over a few of the calls. I would say a beginner turkey hunter, I would get me some kind of box call, a Lynch foolproof. That was the go-to.
That's
and
what
it's still
I started
the go-to.
With.
A good pot call. I don't know if it's any easier to run.
Slate's a great beginner.
I had it's right over yonder, that Lowman slate call's first call I ever had.
Mm-hmm.
First time a turkey ever gobbled at me, I was squawking on that thing. Or as a guy told me, I heard some chirping. That was chirping back at me. Chirping. But anyway, something easy, a mouth call, you're not, unless you're Dave Owens or somebody that's just got the natural talent and you throw it in your mouth, you're going to have to practice with a mouth call.
You're going to have to try a lot of different
ones, different cuts, and just look around in a store. Just look at one company. We're legacy people. If they've got a selection, I guarantee there'll be 15 different ones.
Have you ever seen, and I can't remember who makes, I think it might be H&S or one of them, but they've got a little, like a little combo kit for the beginner, and the pot call's got a cover over it, and it shows you how to run run your striker. That's pretty neat, too. I mean, so that's another little combo.
Well, I'll tell you,
pick up.
Push button.
Yep.
I think they're one of the most overlooked push button box call. I want to say Harold carries one. Harold Knight carries one. I know David did. Matter of fact, I want to say I saw something.
He just did
a little tutorial sitting in his
couple weeks ago
dining room or something with a push button.
That was interesting.
It's very interesting, and they sound great. Maybe that might be, going back, I think that would be my number one call to buy is a push button call. If I couldn't use mouth call and I wasn't proficient, a box call takes practice. You're not just going to grab a box call and start, yipping on it. You can, but it takes practice. A push button, you're pretty much just pushing it. You'll learn how light to
put a little chalk in it.
Yeah, I mean, they're smaller to carry than a box call. They're not, they're probably a little more bulkier than a pot call, but a pot call, you got to have strikers. And every striker's different. God knows. You just look at my vest. They 7, 8, 9 of them in my vest because I'm a believer in them. I love my pot calls. It does keep both hands busy. That's where a mouth call comes in a whole lot. You shouldn't be calling. If you see that turkey, you probably don't need to be calling anyway. But if you had a mouth call in and he's all blowed up, strutting out in front of you, and you want to get him to stick that head up, you can do a quick, pud or purr or cluck, and maybe he'll raise that head up to look. But you better be on him, because if he's that close, he's going to know exactly where that call came from. So you better be ready to shoot. Don't have your gun in your lap and say, I'm going to make you stick his head up, because you ain't moving that gun. You ain't fast enough. The Lone Ranger ain't fast enough. Clint Eastwood couldn't draw that fast.
Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris. Maybe Chuck Norris. Yeah. I have seen him in the woods, So the different calls, let's just go over them real quick. A box call, a pot call, a push button call, or what did you call it? A push box? What'd you call it?
Yeah.
If you went in a store and said you got any push button calls, they'll know what you're talking about. Of course, the mouth call. I I'm looking over there.
So,
A trumpet.
Some people may like to try a wing bone or a trumpet.
Wing bone, trumpet, and they come in all, and we'll go over the different kind of trumpets and wing bones you can get. They can be made out of deer antler. They can be made, the wing bone type, trumpet type call, made out of cane. I mean, they're made out of acrylic. They're made out of wood. There's just all kinds of different stuff. And my ear is itching, so I'm going to scratch my ear. Tube call. We didn't mention a tube call.
Mm-hmm.
That takes some practice. I still can't blow a tube call worth of crap.
Tongue
and I'm
call.
trying. The tongue call. Yeah. Just bought one my whole career. Never even heard of them until a few months ago. That trough call over there. Now some of that's collector stuff, but I'm sure somebody makes
scratch
something
box.
Oh, the scratch box. And I put one in my vest. I'm going to try it this year. What else we got? Oh, I don't know. That one is kind of a push button call I've got over there on my thing, but that's a Ben Lee call. I mean, it's more collector than it is anything else. So there is a variety of calls, and when we get to the call section, we'll kind of break it down a little more and go over, what it is and how it works, the sounds you can make. Some people can make every sound on one call. Personally, I can't on a lot of them, but a lot of them I can. So I don't know.
The last thing on the calls is, just a decent crow call and
locator
an owl
calls.
Call.
That's it. Yeah. A good crow call. There's good ones. There's bad ones. There's good ones that's been bad to me.
Yeah.
But, woodpecker, there's all kinds. A hawk. There's coyote call, depending on where you're at out west, where there might not be an owl. You can.
But would you say just basic? You'd want to make sure you had a crow for midday, and then a owl hooter to roost.
But I owl hoot all day long.
Yeah.
I don't know. The two main ones to me is your crow call and an owl hooter.
I'm not leaving without those.
No,
two.
they're going to be.
I may have some other ones, but I'm not leaving without those.
That's
two.
it. You're right.
And we've used those several times and got midday birds got.
Oh yeah.
So
most definitely.
I mean,
you just never know what that certain turkey's going to want to hear or react to. You may blow, your crow call, nothing, blow on your owl call, nothing, and be trying to get your box call out of your pocket and make some weird squeaky clank, and he gobbles at it. It's just weird. I hear people talk about it all the time. Now get out of your car real quiet. Well, and I'll agree with that, but I've got out of my little Samurai. It don't have hinges. And I was setting my gun up on top of that little canvas top, and the door, wham! I mean, it just shut.
And he gobbled.
And he gobbled at it. Now, I'm in the dark. It was black dark.
I've seen guys honk their horn. I've been with them. Honk their horn in the middle of the night.
You'll see it a lot. You'll see it a lot out west, Oregon, all these places. They'll be driving them roads, and they'll be crow calling or blowing the horn or just hollering, just trying to anything to make that, they'll gobble at thunder. They
love thunder.
Mm-hmm. I don't like it because I know lightning's pretty close, but I left one day and the thunderstorm was coming. He's gobbling his head off, but that cutover, they ain't a whole lot taller than me out in the cutover. And I had to get out of there. So anyway, calls, there's so many calls. It's like everything else. And then you're going to find what you like. You're going to gravitate to certain ones.
Mm-hmm.
So, but, what do you think? What different types of places to hunt, people to hunt? Well, I mean, I don't know. Am I missing something?
No, man, we'll go more in depth, like you say, on the boot options and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. So, I think we'll do one just on calls and what they do. One just on the clothing, the different patterns, the boots, the sprays, everything we can do.
Biggest advice I got on land is there has to be turkeys there to kill a turkey.
You can't kill a turkey where there's no turkeys.
And I think sometimes that's a lot of people's property. Our problem. They feel like a property just looks Turkish or whatever, but they haven't done that homework to know that I walked this whole place like, man, you walked to 6,600 acres and you know, okay, well, I've seen no tracks, no scratchings, no nothing, and the mud holes are still wet and the roads are still wet, and I've seen no tracks, no scratchings, no feathers. So more like they ain't no birds
turkeys
there. Now maybe there was at one time and they've moved off, but
and I'll say this too: just because you saw them deer hunting, don't mean they're gonna be there come April.
I would say we lose 50% on my place down in Randolph County between deer season and the spring, because as the gobblers and everybody starts fighting and busting up, they got to spread out.
The hen flocks break up. I mean, you may have a flock of 20 out in the green field become April 3, 1, 2. You know, it's just same way with the gobblers. They might not be as big. And we'll just stop right there. I'm going to say gobbler a lot. People call them longbeards. You know, the male turkey, something with spurs. Not, you know, there's a Jake, and there's in my book a Jake and a gobbler, or a Jake and a longbeard. A Jake don't have a long beard; they just stick straight out. First time hunter may shoot one. In some states it's legal, some states it's not. It's not legal in Mississippi. I think unless you're a youth. It's legal here in Alabama. You know, I personally don't shoot them. I'm not saying I wouldn't. I love to eat turkey. If I'd had a long season and it's the last day of season, I want a turkey to eat, and a group of Jakes come in, yeah, I'm going to shoot one. But that's another, we'll talk about that later on too. But, before we get too deep into that on the land, there's only two types. Public and private. And I mean, there's different types of public land. I mean, you got national forest, you got wilderness areas, you got management areas. You have sometimes company land that they just write a permit. It's not as prevalent as it used to be. You know, I could get Drummond. They were a big coal company here in Alabama. They had probably hundreds of thousands of acres of land, and you just ride them back them days. I guess you could get on the internet now if they still did it, but they don't do it. U.S. Steel used to be wide open.
Graff Brothers.
Yeah, a lot of everything. Of course, the money got into it, and most of them went to lease them, but I still think out west, you may run into a lot of big company-owned properties that may be open to the public.
What's that? What's the type of land that we have here? It's special hunt, where they only
SFAs, special opportunity areas.
Yeah. See, that's something else. That's another type that's been introduced. I mean, it's public, but
I have mixed feelings about it. I don't really like it.
Yeah,
I think if my money's helping pay these leases and buying it forever wildland, most of that is open. But you know, don't, and maybe they just, some people may love it. I think that, you know, if it's 1,000 acres, I should be able to go there and hunt it. Now, if it's just a 300-acre piece of property, that might be a little different. You may want to do something, and some states are that way. I know in Oklahoma, on a lot of their walk-in property, it'll tell you 4 hunters. You got to check into that piece of property, and when you get 4, you can't. Nobody else can come over there, and it's a big piece of property, some 400 or 500 acres. So, you know, or 2 people, you know, me and you check it out, and nobody else can come in on you if you get it first. So I can see that, and I can see where that could come in handy. I'd love to see with technology, you know, a lot of these management areas, you maybe have roads marked, and that road breaks off into so many hundreds of acres, and they go, okay, 3 people can hunt this or whatever. And you check in, then I think that might eliminate these gate fights. I mean, that's one of the reasons I don't hunt public like I do. I just don't want, not that I won't, we hunt it a lot out of state. We hunt a lot of public land out of state, but where we're going, there's not a lot of hunters for the most part. But if you're hunting the South on public land, you're going to see people, lots of people. And there's that etiquette. I mean, you just, a brand new hunter may not know that. So yeah, you go out to your national forest or your management area and you've scouted all week and you found your turkey sign, okay, call that plan A. Now you need to move on. Get your plan B, C, D, E, and F.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you pull up to that gate, if there's a truck sitting there, don't pull up beside that truck. Now, you may pull up because you know it's just a huge, huge area, and you may walk up there and go, hey, you hunting this side of the road or that side of the road? There's just, the guy may look at you, get the hell out of here.
Right.
Let me tell you, just turn around and leave.
Mm-hmm.
Don't start nothing.
Be the bigger man.
Be the bigger man.
Go to plan B.
Go to plan B. If plan B don't work and you're going to move to C, drive back by plan A. That guy may have left.
Yep.
He may be long gone, and you get in there because I'm going to tell you, mid-morning hunts is where it's at.
There is a ton of turkey hunters, and me and you know a bunch of them that if they don't hear one on the roost, they move on. That don't mean there ain't birds there. So, I mean, always just keep, go back to your A's and B's and just check. And there's plenty of land when you get on public. So you just keep going till you strike a bird. OnX helps with that as far as looking at terrain, knowing what you're going into or whatever. If it's a new area you haven't been in, drop that pin at the truck so you can get back. There's tons of people get lost in the wilderness areas in the forest every day. And so that's always knowing where you're going is a good thing.
What else we got?
Well, I would say next is kind of ties in what we were just talking about. You're scouting, knowing if there's even birds there, and
there's only one way to know.
Looking for sign.
Now you can, what do they call it? Internet Scout, or I don't know, Google Earth, OnX Scout, just to get a lay of the land.
Where you think turkeys may be, or the right kind of habitat to go look for them.
But if you got to put boots on the ground,
right.
Even if you're looking at a place that you've never been and you're going out of state, you've got to get there. You may walk out in there and be just what you talked about. There ain't no tracks, ain't no sign,
Mm-hmm.
there ain't no nothing. So it's always something like that.
And when you're scouting, like I say, always the muddy roads, the mud holes on those roads, that's always a good spot to look. When you see a track, mark it out with your foot.
That's right.
But, look for those scratchings, feathers, turkey feathers. I mean, we pick them up every time we see one. We never pass them up. So, I mean, that's the best way to know where the turkeys is at, is to put boots on the ground and get out and scout them, drop pins on them, on those areas so you know how to get back to them. If you're going to hunt in a hilly, steep terrain, me and Anthony just had to do this several times. When you walk out of there in the daylight, you go ahead and use whatever map system you're using. We use OnX, but we track ourselves coming out, and that way when we return there in the dark, we're able to get up between the rocks and know exactly where we stepped the day before when it was daylight, because you don't want to get over an area with steep terrain, Talladega National Forest, Bankhead National Forest, and be strolling through there in the dark trying to get to a gobbling bird and go off a rock face. So definitely know where those areas at. Learn how to read the topo on a map. There's a lot of good information online for that.
We definitely can go over that in a lot of detail.
Yep. I mean, I feel like that covers the basics of.
That's what we're gonna,
do
a deep dive into what we've talked about. We're gonna take each one of these and we'll take them and make a whole podcast out of what we're talking about. We may can combine a couple,
right?
Guns and clothes or something, but we're gonna go in and get into all of it.
Right.
I'll even have Dustin make some calls. He can wear his necklace of collars with him tonight. No.
Yeah, I'll bring to you call and stuff when I come. But
well, I think that was a good breakdown of what we're going to do. I hope maybe you got something out of this. I hope you did.
And we don't know everything. No, we're just telling you from our experiences.
We're just two rednecks that live in Alabama
and live for turkey hunting.
That's right.
So I mean, we've killed a few birds, and if we never kill another one, we're still gonna be chasing.
That's right.
We love it. Love it. It's something that gets in your blood. The family it's a family, and we've really been blessed to meet all the people we have, and people so nice when we go out of state and stuff. And there's a lot of good information out there, though. Like Anthony said, we didn't have that. His was probably even worse than mine, because I did come along. I come along a little later, but there's tons of information out there. I know. What is that? Mossy Oak Go?
Yep.
Okay. They have a whole series on pot calls and tube calls and all that stuff. I go back and watch some of that stuff. I mean, we've been calling birds a long time, but an old dog can always learn a new trick.
That's right.
Especially like we have been trying to get more proficient with some of these different calls, and so it's a learning curve. I mean, best way to learn though is listen to sound bites and try to mimic those sound bites. There's so many out there now.
Oh yeah.
TFT puts a bunch of stuff up. If you can mimic that hen that they've got playing that, I mean, and for some of you younger guys that are tech savvy, you can listen to it and record your audio and go back and listen to it and see how it matches up.
Exactly.
So, if people rode with Anthony to work or rode with me to Tuscaloosa last week, they would probably be suicidal because we're constantly in our trucks with mouth calls or tube call or whatever, just practicing, getting ready. So I think we'll get into a lot of this over the next couple of little series.
Mm-hmm. I do too. Looking forward to it. Mm-hmm. Well, good deal. Get your calls out, be practicing. Got some questions? Let us know.
Send it to us.
You got anything else?
No, I think I'm good.
Well, all right. Hope you enjoyed this little brief breakdown of what we're going to plan on doing, and join us the next 2, 3, 4 of these things, and hopefully you'll learn something, even if you're a seasoned hunter. If we missed something and you think we should have said it, let us know. So anyway, if you ain't got nothing else, I say we'll get on out of here.
Sounds good.
All right. We'll see you guys in about a week. Take care of your trees, because that's where the turkeys sleep.
Tastes like Barcelona, a place I've never been before. But you live with your new lover, not thinking of me anymore. An angel that walked into my life at the wrong time. That's why whiskey makes me cry. Oh, it tastes bittersweet. I catch myself starting to think of cry to me on repeat the whole time you first kissed me. A stranger that walked into my life at the wrong time. That's why whiskey makes me cry. That's why whiskey makes me cry. Taste your charm in the bitters, drink a little quicker. I'm in love with the liquor, 'cause I can't say goodbye. That's why whiskey makes me cry.